And we're live. Howdy, fellas.
Welcome.
Chuck's got 5 minutes before he's got to pick up Lori.
Hope everybody hears us okay.
Yeah. Sound working? Check, check. Test, test. Hello, hello.
Yep.
And Drone Shots is here. Drone Delirium is here. And Eat More Possum. And Jim's. And Chuck. Obviously. But he's got to go pick up the wifey. So. But anyway, it's been an interesting week.
Yeah, we're already answering questions.
Yeah. Yeah, Drone Delirium, Integris work was the Avata 2. There was a update.
And the original goggles 2 and the controller 2. Is Possum in here yet? I am working on bringing back the Steve icon. I'm updating it.
The
Steve icon. Yes, I've got the icon for emoji. Yeah, it's technically an emoji. I'm working on it. I was in the middle of it, and then I had a thought that I should be doing something and ran home. And then I found out that I wasn't paying attention to my wife. And when she told me that it wasn't happening, I need to listen better.
Well, I mean, that women bring things up 5 times before it becomes an issue. So, eventually we'll catch it. We just don't have to worry about it on the first go around. Oh, here we go.
So what do you think of this one? There it is. There's the new Steve icon right there. So I think that's what's going to make the cut right there. I put the yellow background on there so he is more obnoxious. Steve. Happy wife, happy life. I don't know about that. It's more like don't freaking think for yourself. I don't know if that is happy, but that's more specific. Every once in a while, listen. Oh.
I forgot to turn on the life sign. Oh, well.
My wife says she's only as happy as her saddest kid. That's what she says to me. That's the way she thinks. So if any of my kids are having any kind of stress, she's not happy. But if I have a bunch of stress, who cares
about that? Nobody cares about that.
Nobody cares.
So, well, what do you want to dive into first?
Just a quick announcement for if you're interested in Mini 4K, they're on sale for $2 and some change. Was again $2. I was ready for that. $238. $238, $239. They just played with that last number. $238 means it's a closeout. They're closing it out. Usually, I believe there's actually a code like that. So when you put an 8 at the end of a number, it means they're closing out the model. It's going away forever. So your wife says you don't pay attention. I'm so poor, I can't even pay attention. Yeah, the mini 4K. So grab it while you can. It's great. Good little. It's the default bird. If you just want to freaking tool around and take pictures and get video,
And don't worry about a thing. Yeah.
yep, that is. Get it for your wife for Valentine's Day. You said you want to make her happy. Get her a drone.
Speaking of minis, they caught the guy that was flying the drone in California that hit the airplane. And he is going to pay about $65,000 for damages, and he's going to have to complete 150 hours of community service. So, and apparently alcohol was a factor.
Mm.
So,
Oh my gosh.
I guess it wasn't Ben Affleck after all. Darn it.
I can't. There's no comeback to that. So,
Well, 56 years old, our age. You know?
I mean, I at least kind of know stuff. Kind of. Yeah, so it's. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just shake my head and go.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to get too much into it, but I was just going to give a quick update on that.
Yeah.
Since
Dumbass. I mean, there's so much stuff you can do, you know. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, and then I guess I'm going to start easy with I actually got to go fly this weekend. Very short flights, but I did get in one each on the 04 units now.
We got some feedback.
We've got, yeah, feedback is about the appropriate term for that, too. So let's see. Share that screen. All right. Let's start this over again. There we go. This is the 04 Pro and the Master 5 V2 Speedy B frame. This actually turned out pretty good. I like this. Now I'm flying like Grandma Daisy here, but I had little soccer players around me. I mean, there were just people everywhere, and I'm on new goggle, new controller, new transmission system, new everything. So,
and you got the other thing you got to deal with that I can't stand is all the wires. You've got freaking transmission lines, and it just sucks.
Yeah, there's transmission lines. I mean, I'm just taking this far corner here. There's another piece of this park where they have baseball diamonds, and they had stuff going on over there. There wasn't even any parking available. You know, they put in a 200-acre park and leave parking for 30 cars. Probably a bit more than that, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But I mean, all in all, this footage is awesome. A little bit of jello here and there, but it's not. I mean, this is raw footage. This has not gone through gyroflow or anything. this has Rocksteady enabled in it. So I'm pretty happy with it. And because, you know, we're high tech. Now I also have, what the, did I make it go away? I have the goggle footage of that too. And if you notice in this goggle footage, look at the edges and see how nothing is straight around the perimeter on this picture. Everything is bowed out. And that is pretty much the same thing you notice in the N3 goggles.
Yeah, there's a curvature, either curved in or curved back.
Yeah, it's kind of a pincushion view. It's kind of odd, but it really doesn't matter for your flying. But then, you know, this was the 04. So then I decided, let's do the Atlas. And why do my windows keep disappearing? And here's the Atlas. Now let's start over. You see jitters in the DVR footage. This is the 4K recording, and it's just jittering all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that you will notice, the field of view on this is extremely narrow.
Yeah, I got jitters. I got some really interesting jitters too out of the light.
And well, I mean, as I'm coming around on this field, you can see how much narrower the field of view is on that. And that's has nothing to do with the goggles. This is DVR footage. And the field of view on the on the 04 air unit is only 117.6 degrees.
Yeah,
Versus the 155 degrees you get on the Air Unit Pro.
it's tough.
And that's going to make flying a lot getting used to.
Yeah.
Right now you think you're right next to something you can turn, and it turns out that you actually look much further back than what you actually are. And if you turn, you go straight into it. So that air unit light is going to have some getting used to put it mildly. Camera angle on this is a little high too. That probably doesn't help, but the field of view on the 04 air unit, the light is garbage. There's no
Well, you see all the
putting it. Now,
Yeah.
you see all these jitters in this footage, so I'm going to go and pull the goggle footage for that. And here's the goggle footage. You see a little bit of jitter if you look really close, but it's not near as bad as it is in the DVR.
Right. There's something up with that. I do have
Nick
I do-
Burns had that same jitter problem, and he changed the frequency in the ESCs from 96 kilohertz to 48 kilohertz, and that made it a lot better. So after I got back, I reflashed my ESCs to Blue Jay. They had BLLES on it, so I reflashed my flight controller, or the ESC portion of it, to Blue Jay, and flashed it to 48 kilohertz on the rates. So, on the frequency. So we'll see.
So yeah, so basically we're thinking that the 04 camera and the Neo camera are one and the same. The Neo has it refined a little bit more. I've been able to completely stabilize the Neo footage. So there's definitely some secrets that need to be experimented with to get, like, like the frequency changes, the ESC issue, and the stabilization. I'm not happy with the rock steady stabilization out of that one. Probably because it's cropped in so much, and then you have to crop it even more. I didn't have any problem with the goggles. It looked good. When you fly it with the goggles, I didn't.
The goggles are extremely comfortable. You can absolutely fly with them. But it did make me wonder, and did make me take a closer look at the specs here, but I'm going to get into that here in a minute. But I'm going to circle back to what you just said. The camera on the Neo and the camera on the air unit. And I'm going to go right here. So we have, this is on the Neo, half-inch sensor with field of view 117.6, format equivalent of 14 millimeter, whatever that means, aperture f2.8, and focus 0.6 meter to infinity. Here is the 04 with the identical half-inch sensor, 117.6 field of view, focal length 14 mil, aperture 2.8, and 0.6 meter to infinity. Those have to be the same damn cameras.
Yep. And yes, the goggles are 1080.
Specs that are identical. So, and I see Chris in here, and I see Johnny made it in here, and we got Bob Casey in the house, and who else do we have? Sunrise, and
I can't criticize the goggles. I was able to get out of those goggles what I wanted. I was able to fly with them.
The goggles are excellent. For the price, there is no shame on that.
They feel nice to wear. They're not
yeah.
They're not a facial torture issue. You don't have to freaking strap them on extra tight. They just fit good. So all that stuff is good.
Yeah, right here. $1,000,000%, $1,000,000,000% better improvement over goggles to facial torture device. Yeah.
Yeah, they are a without a doubt a decent goggle. I have nothing bad to say about them. I don't like where the USB-C is. I don't like that it's on the top. That sucks. I'll keep saying that, because if you want to connect your goggles, it's nice to have it on one side or the other, where you can basically run the cord down and say you want to do I try to record screen record. It's different from the goggle than with the, because you can record, you setting up things with the buttons and things like that. it's kind of a hassle. I don't like where that's at. That'd be the only thing. So that's why if you're looking for, click tutorials, it's just a pain in the ass. You can do it. You just do it. You'd have to do it at home and walk through it while you're sitting there and put your phone on the desk, but you can't go out and fly and then put your phone in your pocket. It has to be, you have to keep it, where you can see everything. It's so for like doing a goggle tutorial, it's not very handy. The cheap goggles. We are talking about the N3 goggles.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really interesting feedback I'm getting on that. People just say crap, especially on comments. I'm just like there's people answering other people's questions on my feed. And it's just like, just shut up. Don't freaking say crap if you've never used them. It's like, you can't use the goggles, N3. And then those aren't the goggles N3 that you're wearing. Those are the goggles 3. And I'm like, whatever. They can be whatever you want them to be. I'm flying with them right now. and you're not.
If they make the goggles N3 compatible with the O3, that would be the final.
Yeah. And that'll eventually happen. It's happened. It's going to happen, and then we can, I can pull out the Mario 5 and fly with that. I obviously prefer, okay, if somebody asked me, what would you rather fly with? Oh, duh, more expensive goggles. Duh.
Okay, we're not going to get into the whole LCD versus OLED discussion.
Yeah, no, I just like the way the other ones, for what I got to do, both of them feel good. There's no question. Can't say that one is better. I'm just used to the 3. They're better for me. They're custom. I don't have to wear glasses. I can go on and on. I probably could wear glasses, or I probably could fly with these other ones without glasses. I did look through it to see if I could see, but there was a little blurriness on it, and I don't want to, if I can wear lenses and not be blurry, I'm going to not be blurry.
Yeah.
So,
but, I mean,
did you wear your glasses, Kai?
Actually, yes, I did.
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious.
Chuck is in a holding pattern for Lori. Interesting.
Scoop them. Yep. Hashtag scoop them on, man.
Well, the N3 goggles are great for what they are. Right? I mean, we're talking $229 versus $499. So there's $270 difference.
Why would some, yeah. Well, why would somebody like me? Well, you know why I bought them. I bought them because I'm curious, and that's what my channel's about. So that's why I would go backwards. But if I was just experimenting with FPV, I wouldn't buy the expensive goggles. That's stupid. I'll go buy the $200 version and fly them and get this,
Actually, you could use the N3s as a spectator goggle too.
Yep. They've got a lot of advantages. You can do a lot of stuff with them. You can fly a bunch of different drones with it. To me, it's all about, the goggles, especially when the summer hits, is being able to see as I'm flying. Even if I'm flying a GPS drone, that's a huge advantage to be able to have really good light. Then I want my expensive glasses, Then I want the goggles 3, and then like hooked up to a Mavic 3 or something. To me, that's just like a tablet, So, and then you turn the fan on.
And, now seeing how the N3 goggles perform, I'm really curious as to how the Walksnail goggles L perform. Because Walksnail has a box goggle too. cheap and cheerful $200 goggle. And so I kind of got to looking a little bit here at the specs, and that's the next thing I kind of want to look at with y'all a little bit.
HDL.
Here we have the goggles M3 was a 3.5-inch 1920 by 1080 screen. We'll go over to the Walks now, which has a 4.5-inch screen at 1080 60 hertz. So the Walksnail screen is actually an inch bigger than the M3 screen. I find that interesting. Also, the field of view within the goggles is 75 degrees on the Walksnail versus 54 degrees in the M3. So you see a larger window in the goggle.
Yeah.
And then to get to the camera difference, the difference, so the air unit light field of view is 117.6 degrees. The field of view in the Walksnail Nano is 160 degrees.
Yeah, let me tell you something. This sucks compared to that. I would rather have a much wider field of view. This thing is you see this thing, they didn't put a lens over it. That's another way they saved money. Is they didn't try to, manipulate the image, probably because of maybe lens quality.
Well, here's the HD Nano Kit V3, which is very comparable to the air unit light. Same price, $109. It has a slightly less output at 500 milliwatt versus a 700 milliwatt that the air unit light has. But if you look at Chris Rosser's comparison, the actual difference in output between the two is almost none.
Make that big.
Yeah. Well, this is a 4x3 native sensor, weighs 18.5 grams. So let's go over to the air unit series.
Just look at the image. They look exactly the same.
So air unit was camera included, 8.2 grams. Plus whatever antenna. So there's 10 grams. But I mean, we can pull the case on the Nano V3. Oh, there we go. You can pull that metal case off and it'll be a lot lighter and have the same 25 by 25 mounting that the air unit has. So, I mean, there is still a case to be made for Walksnail here. We got a built-in 32 gig storage on the Walksnail. We got a 160 degree field of view, and we have a wider range in voltage. It's 3.1 to 13 volt on the Walksnail, where it's 3.7 to 13.2 on the air unit, which makes the Walksnail a bit easier compatible with 1S birds. But
32-bit
field of
storage.
view, 160 degrees versus 120 is significant.
Especially, the biggest thing is flying. If I could get a wider field of view in the Nano, I think the Nano experience would be even obviously a way better. It's hard. It's hard to learn FPV already, but to have a small camera to not be able to see the widest field of view. So
But then, I mean, the Wax now does not record in 4K. It's 1080p. 1080p, 60 frames per second. But I mean, that's where everybody has to decide. Do you have to have 4K footage, even if it's jittery as heck? Or are you good with just 1080?
You saw my ProRes stabilized nano image on the video I just put up. It can look pretty damn good. You can really dial that in. Gyroflow, ProRes F20 422, and I should have added a little bit of color to it. I probably could have dialed it up a little bit, but and then I flew with the controller, and well, I did it. Obviously, I did it with that was the other thing somebody said. You can't fly the nano with the FPV with the controller 3. I'm like, what, dude? I got it in my hand with the N3s and I'm flying. Okay, you can do it. Somebody put that comment in there. What the hell's wrong with people? Don't even look at it. You can't do that. This guy's dumb. He's a freaking comic. I am a comic, but there's some reality. There's some freaking real. There's some truth to what I freaking say. It's just a bad day. Bad comment week. I got to stop reading those things. My problem is I answer them. I'm sorry that you've misunderstood this or that. If my soft mounting doesn't fix the jitter, I don't know. That's really interesting.
Possum, just no, smell the 2020s and buy a frame.
Put it in that.
Really, I can only recommend this one.
$100. Just throw it in one of these. Pavo 20 frames. Comes with the motors. This is the new rocket. Okay. This is the modern version of the rocket right here. Okay. It actually costs probably the same as what the rocket costs, but you get the Avata camera, the Avata 2 camera. That's some freaky video when you get a little freaking turd drone like that with that quality of image. You just it's like aliens just landed. $100, you can pull it off. Crap. I feel bad that I spent $100 on this, to be quite honest. I would have rather saved this $100 and put another $100 into another air unit for, another 04 air unit to be quite pro. I won't be buying any more of these just because I'm a snob and I don't like it.
Well,
if I want to fly something small, I'll throw that in there. There we go.
FRC TQ.
The T. Oh, there it is. There it is. That's the new rocket right there.
The follow up to the P16. Come on, eat more possum. You're gonna be all over this one.
You know what's funny, Kai? Is that thing needs prop guards. Remember, we went through the phase of only wussies fly with prop guards. Now we're like, it needs prop guards, man. Yeah, it just needs some prop guards on that, even though it won't fly better. But So Gep RC's
I
got
just got rid of my last quad was prop guard. So
that. Kai's going freaking. So Gep RC's throwing themselves in the freaking T Cube.
Gap RC is coming out was a couple of new.
Their analog version of the T Cube is only $129. So you could literally get the frame and
This
everything.
thing here looks pretty sweet too. The Vapor.
The Vapor, yeah. So is that a 6-inch? Yep, 6-inch to 8-inch.
Well, this is the Vapor Dead Cat 6.
Yeah, DH6. I'm looking at it. Plug and play, it's $429. You get an 04 unit in it. And yeah. And GPS.
And since
that's not a bad price for and you don't have to put a camera on that thing. You got to remember that. You can maximize the battery. So for $429, you can walk away with that. No camera, throw a big freaking 1,500 or more, 1,800 battery on there.
Now, old iFlight has released a bunch of different camera plates to update older quads to the 04. And now they actually have full 04 frame kits. So the NASCOOL DC5 frame now compatible with 04 for $67.
There we go. We now have frames with the correct camera mounting. All the new stuff should be coming out right now. Everybody, the holiday's over, and
here's DJI 04 upgrade kits. Come on, iFlight. Your freaking site is slower than shit again. So you got new camera plates for the Evoke F4, XL5, DC5 Eco, Evoke F5, F6, and the Chimera 7 Pro. So they're all same price. Except for the Chimera. That one, $23. Jesus. But yeah, so
we got a new Radio Master GX12 owner.
Good choice, Scott. Good choice. Did you get yours yet, or is it on pre-order? Because I've got it right here. That's a solid radio, a very solid radio.
I'm trying to get the Helion still comes with the 03.
Yeah, it'll update before long.
Why would I want to spend $1,000?
Hold on. He wants
if
to know
it didn't
what
have
receiver to buy for ELRS. You can use any receiver. I mean, now I'm seeing the dual band receivers here lately, and I'm not on board with those. I don't see the purpose of those, but they make them. Let me pull them up here real quick.
Masdo Eco 04. That's actually not bad if you're trying to get a 5. If you want a 5-inch, that's
the XR, and they're available as a dual band, meaning they can do 915 or 2.4. I don't know that I want to go that route with the antennas. I don't know that this is going to be terribly efficient. If you're going to go was a dual antenna, make sure you buy a true diversity receiver, and I would just pick one or the other, 915 or 2.4. My rule of thumb is smaller stuff that I'm flying closer to myself, 2.4, and stuff that might need to reach out a bit further, I do on 915. I'm still doing crossfire too. So, did you bought one crossband? Did you buy the dual band or did you buy a 2.4? Because you can't buy these things either or. So, anyway, you can actually hear the music. Whoops. I guess I better turn that off then. Yeah.
I can't hear any music, so.
Well, there was some music playing in the background here, so. Refresh my camera. What camera am I using for my stream? This is the Link 2 from Insta360. And it's following me around. It's kind of coolish.
It's great. It's a great camera. I'm a fan of it. That'll be definitely probably the way I upgrade eventually. I'll probably move my Brio over to my demo and throw the new Lincoln probably up top there. What's really nice about that camera is, say I go and I need to show you something, I move to the left, that camera will pan over and follow me. I won't have to do anything. And to me, that's really nice. If I got to do this, move over and get squared up.
Sunrise, I will explain you the difference in different regions of Germany and the ones that do the polka and the ones that don't. Okay. We'll have us a intense tutoring class on that subject.
I don't know. My freaking area seems to like the polka. I grew up with the freaking heaven, there is no beer.
I see Bill Thomas is here.
Polka.
Pain is just a sensation of weakness leaving your body. Don't worry about a thing, Chris. Don't worry about a thing.
Kyle, polka
kind of voice. Okay.
It's a dance. It's not a voice.
Well, he's probably thinking square dancing where you have the guy hollering out.
Yeah, polka's different. Polka, you got a band, and they're drunk. The band's drunk.
Well, I mean, that's any musician on a gig. I mean, they're all drunk. You know, they get looped before it ever gets started.
My grandpa used to play the accordion. Both of my grandpas did. They both had accordions.
Well, I don't have anything to worry about that with you, do I?
Wonder who's got my
Bill
grandpa's
alone
accordion.
needs therapy. Yeah, well, Bill needs therapy.
I have
I'm not the greeter. I'm the bouncer. There's a difference.
has anybody noticed the Action 6 video that's gone out? I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. We had Action 4 or 5, and now we're going to throw 6 at them. What the hell are you going to do with the camera? I'll tell you right now. I have officially got an opinion on this. And this is the Action 5. I don't like the Action 5. And I put up with the Action 4. This has got better just has better just finished quality. Problem is this sucks in low light. I hate both these cameras. I'm going to sell them both. I'm getting rid of these suckers. I love the Pocket 3. The Pocket 3 is 1,000 times better than any of these cameras.
You know, I hate to be the guy to point out the obvious, but if you take those lens caps off, they probably work a whole lot better.
They're good for drones. I mean, I'll probably save the Action 4 because you can't get rid of it. It's literally so cheap right now that you can't sell it. I'll just fly that thing with drones because it has great footage and you have really good stabilization for your footage. Right out, just throw up the camera, sunny day, bang. But my Pocket 3, every time I go out and I just mess around, my Pocket 3 is always amazing. No matter what the heck I'm doing with it. It is perfect every time. Or that one's pretty damn good too.
Why would you ever change from this?
That's basically that's a poor man's Pocket 3. But I'm
so glad this is the 128 gig. So I'm so glad I got this thing. And but I'm lucky.
Not a fan. Just not a fan.
I've got this base that has the USB port in it. So I can plug into the balance port and keep the sucker charged as I'm going.
Now, yeah, if you're doing like a riding vlog, I do a bunch of those. That's the only reason why I got these, so I can strap it on the chest right there, leave it there, you turn it on, and you just forget about it. That's what it's good for. It gives you really good stabilized footage when you're riding a bike, but because you can't do that with the other camera, you actually can. I've seen people actually do riding vlogs with the. You can do it. There's actually a mount for that, but it's too nice of a camera to do that. I don't want to. Yeah, I think the Action 5 look at that. I just showed you. This is let's see right there. This is Action 5 footage right here. It's overexposed most of the time. Okay. And Action 4 footage is like this right over here. It needs to be in the middle. It needs to be like maybe like that. Yeah, you can adjust it, but I don't have to ever adjust my Pocket 3. Pocket 3 right out of the box in auto is always spot on. It's amazing. And then I can throw a mist filter on it. It's all about the sensor, the 1-inch sensor. It's something about it for vlogging. I'm just talking vlogging. I'm not talking drones. So.
Anyhow, what else were we going to touch on today?
Hey, Possum, I put a lot of freaking time into those, maybe about an hour each one. I've got a good imagination. That's my problem. But yeah, I think the Action 2 a lot of people will say the Action 2 is a really good step from Action 1, and then they didn't funk around with the auto image. And that's what I think the Action 2 really has. The only problem with the Action 2 is battery. You get into the battery thing and then you got the extra module, but you can mount it vertically, which I like. I like that vertical mounting. You can also mount it on your chest. Does great job with, I can't tell you anything I hate about that. Overheating, that's about the only thing. Better battery for the Action 5. Anyway, I know we're getting out of there, but I was just thinking about that. I'm looking at these two cameras I got here, and I'm like, those two cameras both suck. Somebody was saying Ace Pro 2. This is the Go 3S. I would take this sucker on vacation before I would probably take this one. I'm telling you the truth. Obviously, I would take
Aren't you official Insta360 reviewer on that?
I'm starting to not like the X4. The X4 is so much work. You want to? I do X4 footage. I know how to use it. I know where I would use it. But when you take X4 footage, it's so, and then you got to worry about stuff on the lens, and it's just so much. I'm lazy. I don't want to work hard when I'm out there. I want to get my camera out and have it work. So, yeah, I'm just going to tell you the I would say I've never Ace Pro 2. Maybe I got to do that. Maybe I got to get rid of these two, get myself an Ace Pro 2, and then see if it's if the finished quality is something I like and the workflow and all that. I don't know.
Well, apparently somebody's full of baloney.
Like the Action 5 best. It's definitely a brighter image. There's a lot of good about it. It's a quad bear. It's a stack sensor. Maybe I'm just not. I suck using it. That's I just stick it in auto, and then I throw on horizon balancing. Because that's usually what I'm doing. I'm all over the place and I want it to balance the horizon out and show what's in front of me. It's, today I was looking at cameras again. I was looking at the Sony ZV-10 Mark II, going down that road again.
Well, the ZV-1F is still a good camera.
I should have got it when it was when you had the sale price.
Yeah. When I had it down to $350, that was the time to buy it.
Yeah.
But it's the call. The call for tacos. Is it taco time?
It's a taco call, yeah.
The taco call.
Yeah, the Sony was it the ZV-1F, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's just you get the 1-inch sensor in that. See, remember I was talking about why the Pocket 3 is so good? Well, that camera has the native 1-inch, which just gives you like a really good balance in your image. It must be the 1-inch, the size of the image sensor that just makes everything so much easier. So,
come on, come back here.
You're full of baloney.
Yeah, let's do this quickly. There we go.
ZV-1F.
Got the vlogging handle and everything.
Sony, the ZV-10 is all about the APS-C and removable lenses and all that. So you get your sweet spot lenses, you get your vlogging lens, your short throw lens, and then you get your multifocal length. And dang, Steve, what is up? Oh, UPS is here. You hear that?
Yeah.
Steve's ready to come through the wall right now.
Steve's ready to eat him.
Why I mean, this guy doesn't give him treats, so maybe he's thinking if he acts up, he can get treats. Gosh almighty. Hey, Steve. Gosh, he's insane right now. I don't know how that wall is living up to his abuse. All righty, guys. I gotta get out of here.
Yep, we both got to get out of here. So,
but yeah, I think we've got a lot of answers to a lot of questions as far as this, and we know it's not perfect. This thing definitely has room for a lot of. I think without a lot of tweaking, that might be the hardest camera to fly with. And we're finding out that it's not.
I mean, the jitters and all that stuff can be solved in firmware.
Yeah.
Or you can just disable rock steady and you don't have to jitter to deal with either.
Then you got the cable issue because the cable loosens up.
Well, the cable issue we got a good fix on. Albert Kim got a video on that.
Look at that. Look at this camera.
And I've actually bought this glue. And it has this nice little metal tip on it.
There we go.
And it lays that bead of glue right where you need it on that 04 unit.
So you can stabilize that cable.
Well, you have a PCB that the lens is affixed to. There's a small PCB pressed on it that's only held by the connector and two little pieces of hot glue, and then you got the actual camera connector going into it.
Right, and if you have to take that connector off, you probably could ruin the board.
And well, what happens is where the main PCB meets the little auxiliary board, that connector gets tore off the main PCB, and that's a problem. And this glue right here, nice little bead on either side. I don't think that board's going anywhere now. So that was like $6 for 4 of these tubes. Cheap fix. But the cable length, I know eventually somebody's going to come up with replacement cables and different lengths for this system. I mean, from what I understand, you can't even use the pro cable on the regular, on the light, or vice versa. So we need more cable length. We need that jitter fixed, but that field of view is here to stay. Unless they come up with a different camera, that field of view is not going to change. And that's going to be a bummer to fly, especially when you fly in tight quarters.
I'm going to get one more frame piece, probably part like you're telling me, mount this, throw it on my Pavo 20, take off the air unit, the 04 Pro, put that on a freaking real quad.
Yeah.
And
get that femto frame.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I heard about Ken Aaron getting hacked by crypto scammers. And everybody that was on the chat that evening too, apparently. It's bad. Really bad. But we need some booms, please.
Yep. And I need tacos. So
yeah, we need thumbs.
Let's go. Let's go.
And I also need what? 6 more subscribers to break the 300 for crying.
Damn.
Yeah.
My daughter finally hit 1,000. Taking her forever. And she's just got to get watch hours on that. She's an Instagrammer though too, so that's the other part. But I'm trying to get her to get full on YouTube. So she does a good job. She does a way better job than me. Ugh. Well,
everybody change the passwords. Be safe out there. And any more words of wisdom from the peanut gallery?
Nope. Don't leave stupid comments.
Speaking of stupid comments, do you know why women don't fart like men do? They can't keep their mouth shut long enough to build up the necessary pressure.
And none of you guys are leaving stupid comments, so it's the stupid people. Not you guys that are well informed every week. Or actually study a little bit. Every once in a while I say some stupid crap, but usually it's grounded in some kind of wisdom. Some of it's just filling in BS, but.
Well, so we'll let y'all go without any wisecracks this week. We'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same place.
Yes.
Until then, y'all be safe and have fun.
Later.
Bye.